Do what you can from where you are with what you have. This is one of the most important teachings that I received in the beginning of my coaching experience. When I got coached, when I decided to get a mentor, and that's almost 10 years ago. And it is so true. It is so practical. It's so down to earth. It's so grounded. It's so real life. It reminds me of my mom, and it kind of reminds me of all the people who have, like in the history of time, have done exactly that. They did what they could from where they are with what we have. And I believe in the time that we live in today, that we have so much. We have so many opportunities, so many routes to pick, so many destinations to head to. But one thing that I know from my own experience, a girl with a big dream to, yeah, make the most out of her life and become rich, helping other people to, yeah, unlock and fulfill their potential. One thing that has always kind of stunted me was, okay, I have this big dream, but where do I actually start? Like I have all these concepts in my mind. I have this dream. I have this vision. I I have like the mental focus, but really putting things down to earth. Starting, I love this saying so much. Start where you are. Okay, so where are you now? Right? Where are you now? Like literally locally, mentally, emotionally, right? Where are you now? Like, what's the phase in your life that you're in? Take an assessment, right? Look around, decide, okay, that's where I am. And then you know, like, where you're going, right? There's this one beautiful exercise that I always do in my vision workshops. If you if you want to be part of the vision workshop, I host them every Wednesday at 8 p.m. German time. And you will find the link to the membership. I host it inside my membership. You will find the link inside my membership. So just enter the membership. The membership is free, and then sign up for the free workshop. It's a 1 hour life assessment. I help you to really find out exactly what I'm teaching here right now, but in a more comprehensive way. So if that's of interest to you, come over to the membership and come to the vision workshop. So, but what I want to say is start where you are, and then there is this exercise that I do. There's the first letter in a word, and then there's the last letter in a word. And the mind, that's the experiment there. It's from Stanford University. And the mind can read the whole word, even though only the first letter is in place and the last letter is in place. So that's a beautiful analogy, literally, for our life and how our brain works and how our universe works. You just have to know where you are and know where you're going, right? What exactly is the destination? Like, what's the goal? And then you just start. You just start from where you are. And I wrote a few things down here. You start from where you are with what you have. So one thing that I do as a life and business coach is that I help people to find their purpose, but then also create a business out of their experiences, of their talents, of their passions, of their knowledge. And I'm 100% sure and certain that everybody, I believe that, right? If you are at least 30, I'm 35 now. I started engaging in like personal development, business development, and all of that when I was 27. And I think that's the range, like from 27 to 35-ish, if you're around that. And of course, older. And if you're older, definitely. But if you're around that age group, I can definitely tell you that you already have life experience and some kind of work experience, some kind of professional experience in any shape or form that you can monetize on. And what I mean by that, like we live in the online education era, right? It's not only, people are not only on social media to be influencers, but it's about online education. And the online education space is, I don't know how many millions, I don't have the numbers right now, but this industry is so big, and I am part of this industry. And it is about forwarding, teaching, sharing your intellectual property. That's why I'm saying start from where you are and really examine the experience that you've already gathered. Like, what kind of life experience do you have? As I said, in any kind of profession, whether you love it or not, but you can build from that, or some kind of life experience. So, for example, for me, one topic that I find super interesting is culture, right? I am mixed. My mom is German, my dad is Ghanaian. And since I can remember, I have actively or, yeah, just like subconsciously engaged in culture study. I've always loved the topics of psychology, sociology, like biology, religion, like these are my things, right? I always wanted to find out how people work, right? Because I was in the middle of these two quote unquote completely different people groups, which I don't agree on that they're completely different. I think that's one perfect um, yeah, that's something that I can share as a mixed person because in a world where there's so much divide between black and white, and especially in the English speaking space or America, I live in Germany, but I decided to speak English because I feel more drawn to this global community. But what I want to say is that this is definitely one big part of my expertise, if you so will, even. I studied international business. I wrote my thesis in culture studies, like comparing cultures, the Ghanaian culture and the German culture. These are things like I'm just using that as an example for you. Like I am now, like I'm a business professional. I studied international business. Again, you see the international thing here. And then I started to really study the human nature from the ground up. Let's call it that. I became a nutritionist, and then I studied like mental health, psychological health, spiritual health with my mentor. And yeah, I'm a transformational life coach. But I'm sharing that with you because I want you to know, just me looking back on my story and taking the lessons from me being mixed, right? My unique life experience. I am mixed. I'm a girl, born in Germany, like lived in Ghana, came back to Germany, identified myself as a Ghanaian, as a African girl, right? Growing up in Germany, kind of always having this spark in my heart to take the family legacy further. Like today, we're all talking about that, but sometimes language just gives words literally to a feeling that you've always felt all your life. And that's for me. Like I have always known like I'm supposed to, or I feel called to like really take the baton and take it as far as I can for my family, right? So look at your life. Look at your life and look at what experiences have shaped you all throughout your life. Not only you're a professional, but you can also start with that. Let's be very practical. Like no matter where you are on your journey, you can use that life experience. You can use any other kind of challenge or any kind of other topic that you have deeply engaged in for years. You can take that and you can put it in a course. If you want to learn how to do it, that's exactly what I teach you in the membership. So again, think about coming into the membership. It's for free. And then take your experience and put it in an organized and in a comprehensive course that can teach other people how to overcome a certain challenge with that certain topic. So that's your experience. Again, start where you are with what you have. Right? Most people think outside of themselves when they think about creating wealth. You already are the wealth. Your wealth is in your experience, in your skills, in your expertise. That's where the skill is, right? Then the next thing is like, what is your like a personality trait? Like for me, I am a speaker. I have always been a speaker. I know I don't want to, you can learn that. I also learned how to do YouTube videos. I'm going to talk about that as the next point. I've always loved to share what I've learned. Like again, coming back to my mixed heritage, like I always felt like I was like a, how do I say, like a reporter coming from one adventure and then telling people in the other village, so-called, about what happened in the other village, right? I remember like coming to Germany, then telling people about Ghana, right? Then like when my parents separated, then I started going back to church and again immersed in the Ghanaian culture while I was in Ghana, in Germany. So I came back to my German friends in my hometown. My dad lived in a different city. And then I told them about what was going on in Ghanaian church, and it was like that. And we danced, and I remember that day exactly, like we danced and we sang, and I loved it. And I told them, like, that's me, that's my nature. I always like to report about the travels, the adventures that I'm on, because that's how I see my life. I go places and then I want to come back to the people who haven't experienced what I experienced and tell them. And that's exactly what I'm doing here with you. Like, I want to share the wealth of my experience with you, and especially how you can turn that into your wealth, how you can start seeing your wealth, and how you can stop putting that into something valuable that can help other people to get to their next level. Yes. And that's the next thing. Start where you are with what you have. So many times people say, I don't have the time, right? Look at me. Like that's, I'm always trying to make a point. Like, don't only listen to me, but I want you to really also to look at me. I'm going to be here for a while. Like, stay tuned. If you haven't liked or subscribed, like maybe that's the time if you want to stay tuned on this journey. I would love that. So many people say I don't have the time. Like I'm literally sitting here ready to go on my morning walk, right? I want to go on my morning walk. Like I'm full of energy. I also plan to record a few TikToks when I'm on my morning walk. But my phone is charging here next to me, and I thought, okay, no, it needs to charge for a little bit more. So let me just turn it on. Like I've already set everything up so easily that I can just press record and then just go with it. And that's what I want to instill in you. You have the time. You always have the time to like take some time to figure out what I just said. What is your experience? What can you teach others? And don't sleep on yourself. You have something to share. And then you don't have the time. It doesn't take long. Sometimes it's just 10 minutes, but 10 minutes every day, or 10 minutes every other day, that for a year, for 2 years, don't you think it's gonna build? It's gonna compound. That's what we say over here in that like wealth building space, whether it be in investment or literally in building a business, a YouTube channel, a brand, whatever you want to call it. Just use the little time that you have to make the most out of it. And one important mindset shift that has to happen here is to let go of perfection, right? To let go of perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're giving yourself the grace to just start. It can get better over time. Okay? Very important. And then the last one, also the resources, right? So many times it can be, yeah, I don't have the resources. Resources meaning I don't have, like, for example, for me, I was thinking about it. Like over the years, and again, as I said, I have been like, I have had the thought of becoming a coach for 10 years now. Then I became a coach. I was a coach. Like I have been a coach all this time, but I haven't really actively and consistently shown up on social media like that. So But I bought a ring light, and then I have like this soft box over here. I have this microphone, right? I have like gradually designed my background to just kind of be of an aesthetic background, right? So these things, it happened intentionally, it happened over time. And maybe you don't have a microphone like that yet, right? Maybe you don't have a ring light, you don't have a softbox, you don't have like a camera. And I know that my camera is not the best. I know it, right? There's always better, there's always more. But it is also important that, again, coming back to the mindset of start from where you are with what you have. And even if you have a little money, and you feel like you could invest that into buying some equipment, right? It doesn't even have to be YouTube. I highly recommend doing YouTube, no matter what business you have attached to it or whatever brand or story you have attached to it. I would definitely highly recommend starting your own YouTube channel. But if for example, if you are a baker, so my mom, she's a multi hyphenate as well, but she definitely also is an amazing pâtissière, right? She's an amazing baker. And so look at your wallet and look like, how much can I afford? Because I know that for myself, sometimes because we know that there's all of this out there. Like there is the 4K, or today probably we're even further with the camera, right? Like high definition, super sharp. Um, but honestly, me, I don't need it because I can't even handle it yet, right? Like I'm giving myself the grace to either grow into it or at one point outsource it, but I love this. I love this exactly like that. So what I want to say is that look, how much money do you have? How much equipment can you afford? And don't get trapped in being perfect. Again, you don't have to be perfect. Just start. Just start and give yourself the space and the grace to grow into it. Yes. So that's the message for today. Literally, that's the message for today. Start from where you are with what you have. Continue to think about it throughout the day. Sit down. Like I have also this, yeah, just notepad that I always have it with me. I write down all my ideas. I write down the content ideas. I write down everything. And I want to invite you to do that too. If you have a lot going on, give yourself the permission to just write a few things down, and you will see how more things come. How more things come. You just kick, like you start the flow. Yeah, so that's it. So let me know down in the comments below, like what are you starting with? Like or write down start. Like I'm starting. Write down I'm starting. I'm starting. Right? You're starting with where you are with what you have to go for your dream. Write down I'm starving. I would love that. Not starving. I'm starting, right? Not starving. I'm starting. Write it down. I'm starting, and I would love to, if you find value in that, hit the button, the subscribe button, and come over into the membership. Every Wednesday, there's a vision workshop where I take you through, like really helping you to like discover where you are right now, like on which crossroad are you, right? What is the next chapter of your life? Where are you going? Like what do you want to change in your life? What is your biggest longing? What is your biggest discontent right now? Like where are you? Like where's the pain? Where's the pull? And it's so valuable to first get the clarity before you like just run down, right? So yeah, that's it for now. I wish you a wonderful day and talk to you soon. Until then, stay dangerous. Bye-bye.